First of all, Afghani people love Indians a lot. There's a deep connection, deep rooted connection, admiration, and love for each other. Second, what clicked with between me and the trainings with the Atisalat was that Atisalat was looking for someone who could deliver practical trainings, not the bookish one. Me being a psychologist and practicing psycho-spiritual counselings, uh, the trainings I was delivering was something they were looking for that could practically bring in changes which was visible. So after the first training, they were very happy, and I was privileged that they showed trust in me and they invited me once again. And it was a even bigger program. Last time it was trainers training. This time it was leadership development program, and all the managers and assistant manager level people were there. We had good 20 people of Etisalat, and it went very well.
Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and today I have the distinct pleasure, honor, as well as I'm delighted to be talking to a good friend who is a life coach based in Jaipur, and recently he was in Afghanistan. So here is this universal human international communication connecting New York, Jaipur, and with special reference of Afghanistan in the context of learning and growing together. So first of all, Nitinji, as I welcome you for this conversation.
Thank you, sir. Afghani people love Indians a lot. There's a deep connection, deep rooted connection, admiration, and love for each other. Second, what clicked with between me and the trainings with the Atisalat was that Atisalat was looking for someone who could deliver practical trainings, not the bookish one. Me being a psychologist and practicing psycho-spiritual counselings, uh, the trainings I was delivering was something they were looking for that could practically bring in changes which was visible. So after the first training, they were very happy, and I was privileged that they showed trust in me and they invited me once again. And it was a even bigger program. Last time it was trainers training. This time it was leadership development program, and all the managers and assistant manager level people were there. We had good 20 people of Etisalat, and it went very well.
So talk to me a little bit more about the composition of this group. You said executives and managers. So were these people trying to improve themselves in the marketing skills, organizational skills, what field, and if you summarize the essence of what you tried to convey, what was it?
In one sentence, I would say leadership development is the holistic development of your own self. Because the first leader that you need to lead is your own self. That is the first leader you need to groom and lead. If you can lead your own self, only then you can lead the group. And the most wonderful thing is that these people are actually hungry to learn. And
Okay,
even they,
I'm also hungry to learn from you, if not as much as they were. But when you say the first person is that you lead yourself, now what do you mean? I need you to elaborate on it. And most of the people would think that, oh, I'm leading myself. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
okay. Let's start it with the psychology, and then we will go into the personal part of it. The psychology says that your personality is governed by three things. First is the desire, second is the training that you have, and the third is uh, the wisdom, the knowledge of right and wrong, or and even beyond. So a common man's life is governed mostly by desires. He is governed by desires that, okay, today I am feeling lazy, my desire will win over me. So I have chosen the wrong leader for today. The common man chooses the leader to lead their own life by accidents. That is why their success is also accidental. If it is like a rocket success, if the situation is like this, that you have no option but to work hard and to succeed, a common man will work very hard and succeed. Say, there was a story that somebody was participating in the race, and he had two horses. So the sledge he was using, it was, the one horse was behind another, and the horse was not running, so he just tried to change the horse, and the cart ran very fast and he won the race. Later he came to know the second horse was not horse, actually it was a wolf.
So,
So a common man learns and evolves like this when an emergency occurs. A wise man does not wait for an emergency. He doesn't let desires and training take over it. He is governed and led by wisdom. So that is the first leader we are talking about. The training, going beyond training, or choosing the right training to delay, to kill procrastination before it kills your potential, the right training to go beyond uh, laziness before it goes beyond all your goals, the right training to start believing in self before the doubts take over you and make you a nothing. So the biggest question was to train these people for the vision. And we were very happy to do that, because the first blockage for the vision is we are trained that we cannot think big. We can dream big, but we don't think big. There's a huge difference between thinking big and training big, dreaming big.
thinking big, training big, leading oneself, not guided or led by desires. The way you articulate these ideas, someone feels like jumping that, oh, here is the key. Probably there is a ray of light which comes to me from what this gentleman is talking. But then the next step is how to follow through. Um, you made a very interesting distinction between a common man and a wise man, and it it is not easy for anyone to put a label on him that I'm a common man or a wise man. But let's say there is an overlap area, and based
May
on
I
what,
chip in?
say that again.
May I chip in?
Sure.
Every wise man is a common man until he chooses wisdom to lead his life. And every common man is a wise man the moment he can choose the wisdom to choose his life, lead his life. So there is nothing like a wise man born or a common man born. A wise man living his life into a sleep of unawareness is called a common man. Or a common man who has decided to go beyond this sleep of unawareness is called a wise man.
Beautifully put, Nitinji. Now let me go to Afghanistan with you. And I think the day you landed in Afghanistan, there was a blast. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. There was a blast.
And it was not much far from the place where you were conducting this training.
3 kilometers away.
Oh man. So how
It
did you?
was not a blast, it was an attack.
Oh man. And
Yeah.
who attacked? That is not clear.
Uh, they say ISIS attacked a government building.
I see.
And first there was suicide bomb, then there was firing and all that.
And there were 25 or 30 casualties. Huh?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay. So now it becomes even more challenging for someone in your shoes who has gone from India for a training to, in layman's words, I would say you were there to boost their morale or
True.
to empower them with additional enthusiasm and all that we were just now talking. But in the backdrop of such a situation, how you yourself could stay composed? First, tell me, because most of the people immediate concern, what will happen to me? uh, I'm all the way away from my family, away from India. Was there anything like that? A sense of nervousness was there in you?
Not at all. Actually, I have had this experience even worse than this because I have worked with Sri Lankan army in Sri Lanka. So at the peak of the war time. So I think I believe that the Almighty has sent me for a purpose. So it will never call me back until the purpose is over. So
And,
that way.
and you figured that purpose. You figured out that purpose.
Oh yes, I have figured it out. I have figured it out.
And what is that?
The purpose is to resolve myself and then help others resolve.
So, how was the process of addressing this group for the first day? Was it in the backdrop of the memory of this attack which just happened when you initiated your conversation? What was the ice breaking sort of initial dialogue exchange?
No, the initial dialogue exchange was stirring their ever present dignity feeling, because Afghan people are known for their pride. They have never let anyone in the world to rule them. It shows they have the pride within. But the present situation has shaken it a bit. So I was just trying to take them back to their always present pride. And they are very polite people, very polite, very loving people, very contrary to what these situations are in Afghanistan. And the blast took place in the afternoon time when the half session was over. But the most interesting part was to see their composure. There was no impact on them. It is funny and ironic how they have taken it just like a part of life, and they are still trying to grow. They are still trying to create something creative in their life.
We have participated in the Sanatan training session from 18 December till 20 December. The training was held in Salat Training Center. The training was basically on the leadership program skills, and the most important aspects was delivered by Mr. Nitin. It was very useful and beneficiary for our exist department activities, which was appreciated by us, and we are thankful for the training has delivered to many other departments, and which was appreciated, and we are thankful and have hope to have more session in coming future with its Salati. Thank you very much.
So there is a sense of lack of surety about one's existence, um, which may take away your motivation, your focus. So was there something like this in the air that you were finding in Afghanistan?
I would quote you an example. The fish which lives in salty water never knows it's a salty water. For the fish, it is the water, it is
Right,
the life.
right, right.
So, the instability, the volatile nature, it is all for the people who are coming from the outside world. For the people who are living in Afghanistan, that's life. They have taken it so beautifully into their stride. They are least bothered about what is happening, what is not in their hands. These are lovely people. They are working very hard, and they are not at all shaken by any of these incidents which are not in their hands and which they do not deserve to get.
Absolutely. So, Nitin, what I hear from you about Afghan people, I'm inspired by them. And through you, I think the sense of this current of love is reaching out to more and more people. And through our conversation, I find this is a very, very significant tool that internet has provided us, whereby we both are also, in our own humble way, are connecting humanity through our own experiences, through our own insight. And I think your journey to Afghanistan and agreeing to share with me these experiences of addressing the Etisalat telecom giant executives and conducting this leadership development program is wonderful. Now let us go towards leadership. Now leadership, as you were earlier referring to, is to decide whether your desires would lead you, and you talked about common men and wise men. So that makes me think that you're talking about, in a sense, determination. And we generally feel that some people are born with a sense of determination and some are not. What is your take on this?
I will take it a bit further. Determination is something which is like willpower, which is more suppression and controlling yourself. I'm talking about wisdom, which is beyond determination. It is like when you reach a level in your life, say 10 years or 11 years, you automatically leave your toys. Not because you are determined, because you smile and you realize you have better things.
Right.
So the funniest thing about laziness and 90% of things which kill the productivity of your life is that actually you do not want them. You realize that you have better things to do, better things to achieve, but you are just stuck in the flow. So you don't need determination. Determination is forcing yourself. Determination will die. Actually, you need wisdom. You need to grow out of that pattern of life which you have created unknowingly. And you are trapped in it like a whirlpool.
Okay. You know, you speak so well. I don't like to interrupt you, but uh, I think that's part of what I'm doing right now. I
So,
want you to share with me your understanding of the word wisdom. And typically speaking, as I have seen, this word we associate with people who are either on the path of spirituality or some people who are very mature. And generally, these people are not working in an office setting. Generally, these people are not out there in any competitive environment trying to sell any product or service. So, when you bring wisdom in the corporate world, does it changes its color, or how is it the same wisdom that we are talking about together?
absolutely same wisdom. Knowing what is right is knowledge. Being one with what is right is wisdom. So,
Wow.
who needs it more? Not the one who is sitting in the cave, the one who is under pressure, whose decision can decide the whole future of a company. He needs wisdom more.
Okay, now talking about your surroundings in Afghanistan, I believe it's very cold there also at the time.
Oh yes,
You were there in December, right?
yes,
So
yes.
yeah, so December and cold Afghanistan, and the way most of the American cities are equipped with centralized heating, etc. I think they don't have it there, and I'm not sure whether you were having 24-hour electric supply also in Afghanistan.
No, no, no. We did not have electric supply, and because the company has its own safe houses, so they have old gas heaters there. So that is the only way to save your life
So
because it was actually cold.
were you comfortable
-8.
overall that way?
I was not very comfortable, but it was okay. After 1 or 2 days, I became used to it.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about the group that you were working with in Afghanistan, the Etisalat, and what was the common concern that if they raised during your session?
The commonest, not concern, I would not say concern. The commonest thing that they wanted to improve upon was their ability to think big, to have that vision, to grow big. Because there's a sense of, the country is going through a turmoil, and it is impacting the economy of the country. So the jobs are drying up. if you and all these people have good jobs, so the struggle is to cling on to the job. That is a big struggle. And we were very happy to train them to think.
Hi everyone, this is Hamidullah Samadi, manager Core and VAS in Etisalat, Afghanistan. This message is to thank Mr. Nitin Saraswat for delivering best practical trainings to Etisalat, Afghanistan staff, especially for the trainers, TUT, and leadership development program. Mr. Nitin Saraswat is really a well delivering teacher. I can say that no one else I have seen in my life can deliver the training such in practical way. So I have to say thank you, Mr. Nitin Saraswat, for delivering such trainings to the Salat Afghanistan staff, and we will be always remembering for what has been delivered to the Salat Afghanistan staff and our training department even thanking for such a great training delivery, and we will always remember Mr. Nitin Saraswat. Thank you very much and hope to see you again.
Okay, tell me, how do you train anybody to think because big? Because most of the time people start looking at themselves and they think about what they have access to, their resources, and if they have failed in certain attempts, or if they don't see any clear-cut pathway for their growth, then they feel that this is a futile exercise. Even if I do everything that I can do, I'm not going to go further. Allow me to add another thing. In general, many people think that it's all destined. If it is written, it'll happen. If not, it won't happen. So, how do you address these areas?
There was a beautiful joke that one guy used to go to a temple and used to ask for the lot to win a lottery. 20 years happened, and one day the god to the Indian, say Shankarji and the Parvati. So Parvati ji asked Shankarji that why don't you make him win a lottery? So Shankarji says, I am very much ready to make him win a lottery. Alas, he buys a ticket. So even if it is destined, you have to find the book and read it.
Hmm.
How will you come to know if it is destined or not? You have to try. In every religion, be it Islam or before I went to, I will tell you a very interesting thing. Before I went for these trainings, I completely read Quran Sharif once in English, so that I can quote things out of it. And I was shocked that even Quran Sharif says that Allah has given you free will. So what is destined is one thing, but even then you have to find what is destined for you. If you keep sitting and if you keep wasting your energy on trivial things, you have limited resource of energy. Now it is your decision, where do you put that? You put that in brooding, or you put it into making something bigger. Now coming back to your question, sir, that how we train people on thinking big, dreaming big. Unfortunately, the marketing era has de- deformed the real essence of self marketing. Self marketing is not boasting. Self marketing is presenting your right virtues in the right essence. And there's one problem with attitude: attitudes can't be faked. You can fake an attitude for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, but you can't fake it for an hour even. Same is with the virtue. You can't fake virtues. So if you are to market your virtues, first you have to get those virtues. And thinking big, what is the problem with people? Why can't they dream big? Why can't they decide to do big things? Because I can dream big. Dreaming big is not that big problem. The second thing is believing in that dream. You can boast of it that I believe in the dream. You can make others fool, but your inner sense knows you doubt it. So if you can think big, second, if you can believe in that big dream of yours, then it is the beginning of a vision. Then you can make a plan of it, and then you can put deadlines to it. The moment you have put deadlines to it, then it is